Talks, where we learn how to transform the way we live with eczema. Today I start a 4-part series on eczema and love, where we'll go over different aspects of intimacy in our lives when living with eczema. I will go over love with family, because they're the first experience that we have of love in life. Then friends, because that is one of our main support networks, if not also our family. Lovers, of course, because, romance and relationships are totally about how we interact with others in a way that still makes sure that we get the support and care that we need as we are living with it. And of course, self-love, because everything begins within, especially when it comes to healing. And right now I am traveling the South Pacific for 2 years. I just came from Auckland, New Zealand a week ago, and I've been here in Fiji. I'm currently at an Airbnb, and the hostess has been nice enough to let me use my room to film this educational content for this channel. So if there's any background noises or whatnot, that's just because I'm in a residential area and you're hearing the sounds of Fiji as it truly is. So I'm going to get straight into the first part of today's video, which will be on eczema and self-love. And definitely if you have eczema, especially if it's chronic, which I would define as at least a month of having eczema, and definitely if you've had eczema for at least 1 year, it's definitely a long-term condition. It can be so hard to feel like you love being yourself and love being in your body when it's full of pain, covered in rashes, bleeding, oozing, cracking, the whole works. If you've watched this channel for a while, then you know the drill and you know what I'm talking about when I talk about the pain of living with eczema. And I honestly don't think I really created a sense of self-acceptance until until I think I was 25 or 26, and I'm 33, so it's been a sort of fairly recent development in my lifetime so far. I've had it since I was 5, and just being surrounded by all the pain and these mysterious rashes and constant judgment from other people who also didn't know what was going on, what the causes were, what the triggers were, and how to heal it. It's just really hard to feel good about yourself. And I honestly, at a very young age, probably, I think maybe in my preteens when puberty was starting to kick in, just kind of didn't really think I would have a chance to date, be considered attractive by other people I found attractive, and just sort of resigned myself to being a lone spinster and a lone wolf for life. And I was just somehow going to make it work in some kind of way, but still felt very lonely and very helpless. And also, I apologize if this camera is kind of shaking quite a bit. I'm honestly just doing a handheld. I just have like this small smartphone holder that's like about the size of my hand, and I'm just holding it with my other hand right now, and it's moving as I'm moving my body. So apologize for the shaky cam, just making it work on the go until I can find something more steady. But yeah, going back to the video, I didn't really think I'd have a chance at romance or experiencing it in any kind of way. Didn't really help that my mom, although she meant well, and would just constantly comment on the rashes and how ugly they looked. Not that I didn't already know that I am not blind, and I, would still look at the mirror from time to time, to wash my face and such. And, yeah, constant negative reminders like that really didn't help. But, yeah, so it was like, yeah, self-love was definitely an elusive concept for me until I graduated from college, actually, and I didn't have to worry about school. I had a little bit more time to think about my career, and also just had extra time to have fun and do whatever, I don't know, else I felt like doing, hang out with friends, learning new things outside of the educational system, new skills, archery and such. So then I started to just, I don't know, be more open to dating. And I didn't really, I mean, I kind of sort of had a semi-boyfriend in my sophomore year of high school, but we didn't even kiss, so I still question whether or not to count that as any sort of relationship or dating experience, but that only lasted a month. Uh, so after college, I just, I was off of student mode, was more about just myself mode and trying to adult, and then I just started to meet people through common interests, and like I did some stand-up comedy for a while, met some people, I went to events, parties, met people through friends, and slowly but surely I started to meet men who found me attractive enough to date, even after forewarning them that I have eczema and sensitive skin, and I could get rashes and things like that. And it was a very interesting experience to just kind of like go for it, and to just try to be friends at first and hang out, and then lo and behold be asked out. And although I'm an independent person, I do honestly have to say that dating people and being around good friends too, who supported me and like did things like compliment my personal style, like what I wear, and other skills that I had, singing, karaoke, of course. I love that so much. I don't know if I'll ever not mention karaoke periodically in my videos, but and then dating men, expressing caring and love and attraction to me, and still being affectionate physically, despite visible rashes and despite visible bleeding and cracking, and me going through episodes of depression and like wanting to withdraw because of the pain and because of feeling very ugly, did help my self-esteem. And it it's like other people's feedback to me about my self and my desirability did help me to cultivate more of a whole picture of myself that was outside of my experience, that was more positive, and that was more than what I perceived I could be to others. And so but it did also begin with my choice to take a chance to meet people and still socialize and still get out there and still go clubbing and karaokeing, even though I didn't feel very attractive, and even though I felt very, I would cover up a lot too, just to cover rashes, and wore turtlenecks a lot. People always asking me if I'm hot and stuff. I'm just like, well, it's just what I feel like wearing today. Just saying stuff like that. But it's important to take a chance on yourself. It's important to just live life, even if you don't feel that great, because you never know what kind of great connections you can make out in the world. You don't want to, it's not worth missing out on life experiences. Right now I'm traveling, the South Pacific, enjoying island weather, the humidity. But maybe your skin likes drier, colder weather. You should go to Europe and Alaska and Antarctica and Canada, and just do the things that will make you happy, because that adds to your ability to heal, and that adds resilience to your body, to your mind, to your spirit, and having that experience of strength and enjoying things and being able to be happy in your skin even before it's clear, even before it's comfortable, is a good way to remind yourself of what you're capable of. And the more you remember those good feelings, the more they magnify. I find that when I realize, I'm able to enjoy this moment, or have a good conversation with people despite my rashes, or feeling uncomfortable, feeling really itchy, or maybe for me, socializing actually makes me forget my itchiness. I don't really feel itchy around other people. That's just me. And then if I feel itchy, it's usually when I'm by myself, and just appreciating the moments, the breaks that you have from pain can increase your memory and your experience of having less pain, because you're living pain-free moments, and that is something to appreciate, and appreciation and gratitude is always magnified as well. And that's why on my Eczema Phoenix Instagram account, I like to share positive quotes, meditative quotes, and a lot of messages about how you don't need to be perfect to live a happy life, a fulfilling life, have a successful career, be good at school, be able to date, be able to pursue your dreams. Because although I went through some really hard times in high school and college, and even had a full body flare in college from head to toe, I didn't let it stop me from going to school. I never called in sick because of it. I never missed work because of it. And it didn't stop me from being able to date and experience love and romance with another person. It didn't stop me from pursuing my dreams, from learning the things that I wanted to learn, from trying new things like archery and bowling and traveling, and even getting up, like on stage to karaoke and stuff like that. Like, I just, when you truly reach rock bottom, like I did in college, you can only go up from there. And in college, the reason why I hit rock bottom, which ended up in a full body flare, was because of the death of my godfather. It was the first truly personal death in the family that I had experienced, of someone I had known for many years. And I was just so overwhelmed from the stress of experiencing that, and the stress of seeing my mom go through losing one of her brothers, that it just took me over from head to toe, and I was overwhelmed. I could barely move. Everything was cracking. I could barely move my mouth without it cracking and bleeding. Just showering was extra painful than usual. I was afraid to put anything on me. I became very paranoid just about living, about exposing myself to anything, about eating a potential food trigger. Everything that triggered me, from stress to food to fabrics, was intensified. And I definitely could have given up. I definitely could have taken my life. I definitely did think about suicide. But when I went through that, I truly hit rock bottom, and although it's a painful place to go and to be, I almost have to say that to truly transform the way you live with eczema, and to be able to truly access unconditional self-love regardless of how you look and how you feel living with eczema, you have to truly reach rock bottom. If you are going through a lot of pain, and you're still willing to take steroid creams, and you're still willing to live the same life that you've lived, not change your diet, not change your habits, not try to learn anything new about how to heal yourself when other methods don't work, I don't think you've really reached rock bottom. And I think that you're in a place that's comfortable, that you actually can manage, because although the current situation and the current patterns are also happening with all of this pain, and you're having all of these rashes in this current lifestyle, eating a certain diet and living a certain lifestyle, like maybe you still party and drink alcohol and whatnot, but you complain about having like really bad rashes, they might not be that bad if you still continue to go out and drink and, eat dairy or whatever else triggers you, or stay in a relationship that is very stressful to you, or a job that you hate. So when I hit rock bottom, that's when I knew everything needed to change. That's when I became totally open and receptive to anything under the sun that would work. I was just like, I know that I've been taking these steroid ointments and creams for 15 years. I have a lifetime supply of refills. Thanks, doc. But it's not doing shit for me. I still have these rashes. They're not going anywhere. Now the ointments aren't doing anything. They were at the point where they just made no difference. Everything needs to change. Anything I need to change, I will change. I will do whatever it takes because I love myself enough to change my life, to change my experience, change my skin for the better, change my life for the better. So you have to reach rock bottom because then you have nowhere else to go but up from there, and usually up means something different. And I know change isn't always easy, but if you truly love yourself, you will fight for yourself. You will give yourself a chance. You will try anything that will work. Basically, you just won't give up, but you also will choose not to repeat the same experiences. You will choose to stop playing that broken record. So I hope that this video has been insightful, enlightening, inspirational for you. Hopefully you don't have to reach rock bottom, truly, to reach it. I hope that in sharing this content and sharing this educational information that you could just learn from my experience, or someone you love, who has eczema, could watch this and just maybe even avoid the whole rock bottom situation. Just know that it can happen and it will happen if you have bad eczema and you are living a lifestyle that has triggers that you are not addressing, or if you're living a lifestyle and you have rashes and you're choosing not to change anything about it. I hope that you can just learn from my mistakes, nip it in the bud, be receptive now, be open now, love yourself now, fight for yourself right now, truly, not just fighting the rashes as they occur but not change anything else in your life, but truly fight and learn as many skills, gather as many tools, as much artillery as you can. Usually that's in the form of information. Usually that will require educating yourself, reading books, watching more videos like this, researching stuff online on Google, how to heal eczema naturally, how to heal eczema without steroids, and truly go into the treatment of your rashes and your eczema with the open-mindedness and receptivity that you can heal and you can change things if you change things. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. Please learn from my mistakes, save yourself the time, save yourself the trouble. Avoid hitting rock bottom if you can, because it is very painful, but know that that is an inevitable option and place to be, and that once you reach it, there is only going up from there. Having said that too, I hope that you won't just, take in a bunch of triggers and put yourself through a lot of stress just to go there, to go up, because I think that if you're watching this video, you already know better, and, hopefully we'll just try to maintain where you are and make it better from there. I make these videos because I am now the person I wish I had growing up. I wish I had someone like me on YouTube or somewhere in my life, because, I was going through this before the internet was a thing and before Instagram or Facebook even existed. And I was lucky to find my way out before social media was as big as it is now. But now that it is here, and now that I have a platform to share this sort of information to a large amount of people, to the masses, faster than information was ever shared before, I do hope that many people with eczema will take this content seriously and will, really take it into their lives and improve their lives for the better, because it can be better. I'm already living proof of that eczema doesn't have to take over your life, and you can transcend it, and you can still live with it and not have it hold you back from anything in life. And, I hope there will be more people like me who will create channels and share their stories and their tips and information for living productively with eczema and even past eczema eventually. Not that you have to get rid of it, 100%. I haven't. To live a happy, fulfilling life, or feel good in your skin. But, I just truly hope that this content helps you, helps more people with eczema. Please share, like, comment. It lets me know whether or not this content is of any service or useful. It will let me know what kind of videos you like to watch, or feel free to comment below if there's other sorts of topics about eczema or how to deal with it, live with it, or be in relationship with it. Be in relationship with it with other people that you'd like to know. Ask me anything. I've lived with it my whole life. I could truly write a book about it. I may one day, who knows. But you know, for now I have these videos, and I will see you in my next video where I will talk about eczema and love with family. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.